right. I think, yep, we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first ever DarkSpace Ask Us Anything live stream. We'll see what folks get here into the chat and get going. But Derek, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Other than the being in Nashville and the weather changing every day.
Yep.
Freezing one night, having to turn on the air conditioning the next night. It's almost like I'm living in space.
Yeah. So we wanted to do this. There we go. Check the chat over here. Wanted to do an AMA. We've had lots of people ask us lots of questions over the course of the campaign. We're about halfway through. We launched 2 weeks ago now. We've got another 2 weeks ahead of us. And, first off, I just want to say, hey, thanks everybody. Like seriously, this I think has exceeded my expectations for sure. I'm sure it's exceeded yours as well, Derek, but
it blows my mind, man. When we set that goal, I was like, man, I hope we can make the goal. I hope we can make the goal.
Yeah. Right.
And then just freaked me out. I was like, I felt like Sally Field from the 1970s. You really like me. You really like me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, we set that goal because that's the goal that we needed to get a print run. That's, we're just trying to get this new version of this book out. It's the version that we've been wanting to do. The core rules has done great for us. All of our fans, our spacers have, we've sold over 1,100 copies of the core rules, and that just blows my mind. Every day I check those numbers. But we always knew that there was going to be things we couldn't get in that book. We wanted to get a easy to carry, easy to play, get it out the gate kind of a book. And we always knew there were things we weren't going to be able to do. And so getting the chance to do the expanded edition, I think really lets us, throw the kitchen sink at this. We're going to be talking through here on the stream what some of those things are. What are we going to add on, and then as folks add questions in, we'll pivot onto that. But looking at the folks, hey, Grimwood Games, hey, welcome. Thanks for hopping on. We've also got the Old Ways podcast. Hello, welcome. So we got folks starting to hop in. Oh,
there they are. Yeah, the chat's starting to fill up now.
Yeah,
look at this.
There's Bill.
Hey, Bill. Jeff.
Jeff, and we got Jeff Whitty now as well. Jeff's one of our artists that is doing some amazing work for us. Folks are starting.
He's up late. Look at that, 2 a.m. That's a dedicated artist.
He is a dedicated artist. So thanks everybody. Seriously, we're just thrilled. We're absolutely thrilled. So we are at the halfway mark. Let's do a quick little check in. We are at as of right now, we've just passed 63,550, which is just, Jeff can't be on long, but we appreciate you, Jeff. But that's just unreal, guys. We really can't say thanks enough. If you haven't seen, if you're just hopping on and kind of checking to see what we're doing, where we're at, we are in the last chapter of our stretch goals already, which is wild. The last stretch goals are to add 3 legendary creators to our book. We're closing in on Ed Stark, who worked for West End Games for years, worked on Star Wars, worked on Paranoia, worked on Torg, then jumped over to Wizards of the Coast, worked on D&D for a while. Ed's going to be coming in at the 70,000 mark. And then we have Mark Miller of Traveler, creator of Traveler, is going to submit something at the 80,000 mark. And what he's submitted is just really cool. I think it's going to be awesome. We're starting to get sketches for that artwork already, and it looks really cool. And then at the 90,000, if we can get there, we'll get the librarian herself, Kelsey Dion, is actually going to contribute a legendary denizen to the book, and the concept she's given me, you guys are going to want it. It's going to be cool. So help us get to those, and we'll see how far we can go. So we've got a few folks in the chat. Any questions from the chat so far, or do we want to start? You guys have anything for us, or do you want us to start kind of talking about where we're going to go with DarkSpace first? We'll leave it up to the community.
Don't be quiet.
They're pretty quiet.
These names in here, and they're not quiet. I know some of the names. They are not quiet. That's a good question. Shadow Friend asks, any plans on STL files?
STL files for what? For luck tokens?
Yeah.
Like for like these guys?
Yeah,
possibly.
We have had people ask about that.
Yeah,
we have had people say they want our luck tokens as an STL file.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We also have got one of the things I want to do. Probably as we get closer towards the end of the campaign is do a post. It may not be a Kickstarter post. It may be a social post, but where we go through and show off folks, creators of terrain and dice and maps and books that we use. Because there's a lot of third party generic sci-fi stuff out there. I just backed a ship Kickstarter from 0 Hour, 0-HR. They do great like capital size ships, just because they look cool. So we'll probably be doing something like that. We'll get a list of things that we think are cool, creators we think are cool that are generic and can be used for anything, and put that together, because I think folks would really like that. But yeah, we have had people ask about the luck tokens that we use at cons. These are I made these myself. That's one of the reasons why they're not available on the shop, because I hand print and hand paint every one of them. So they take a little while. But nice, Shadow Friend 0 hours the bomb. We might have those at some point. Brian Spellman wanted to say hello. Thank you guys. Let's put that up on the thing here. I'm learning controls here. Hey, thank you so much for supporting us since the very beginning, sir. Jeff's already dropping. All right. So go check Jeff out. Hit our socials. We're constantly posting Jeff's artwork up. There's a couple of pieces that he sent me that are not out on socials yet that you guys are going to love.
Chef's
such good stuff. But wanted to say, Brian, hey, thanks for supporting us since the very beginning. Brian's actually going to be running some DarkSpace for us at GaryCon, and is going to get a DarkSpace crew patch. So if you were going to GaryCon and you want to run DarkSpace, let us know.
We have these cool DarkSpace shirts here, like these
crew shirts. If you run one game, you get a patch. If you run 2 games, you get I think it's a hat. And if you run 3 games, you get a DarkSpace crew shirt that says DarkSpace crew. if you're going
All
to
of which are add-ons on the current Kickstarter.
no, none of
No,
those.
they're not.
No.
Tell us what is on there.
Those are all exclusives for the DarkSpace crew. If you run games for us, that's the only way you can get those. No, we'll talk about the add-ons here though in a second. Let's go through the chat a little bit more. CS319103 says, I've been following DarkSpace since May and was excited to pick up my physical copy at Origins. Hoping to see more shipbuilding and mods with this Kickstarter. Absolutely. We are going to have lots more on shipbuilding. There's a whole rule set for building your own custom ships using systems and features, which kind of we teased a little bit in the core rules, but you'll have specific like slots and how many do you get with each classification. And there will be more of those systems and features as well. So yes, definitely more coming on shipbuilding and modifications for sure. Vipe says Jeff's art has been amazing. Absolutely has. Absolutely. Bill, what are we most excited about with the expanded rules going into the wild? Derek? I'll let you answer that one. I've been talking.
Honestly, I've said this before. One of the things that I like that you have put together, and Thad gives the props for this. It sounds so simple, but the chase rules you put in.
Oh yeah.
Dan had talked to me about them. Then I got to see them. It worked. It is so fluid. I remember back when 5th edition first came out. No, this was 4th edition. 4th edition, I was running it, and I was running the canned adventure that they had for the release of 4E, and it had chase rules with skill checks. And it was okay. It was the first time I'd seen something like that in a role-playing game. I'm sure there'd been that in other role-playing games. And I kind of liked it, but man, it still felt a little clunky. And then Dan put together these chase rules in DarkSpace, which will work for your ships as well as for your characters. That's the key. And it just works so well with what Shadow Dark already has out in their distance with their close, near, and far distances. Yeah. And I was like, because anybody who's played my games knows that I can be a little fluid with the rules. That's why I need Dan. But man, it's like, oh my gosh. And I think to me, Than was great when he added archetypes to DarkSpace, which works well with this. I thought that's what set our core rules apart from a lot of other things that were already out. But I think these chase rules and the simplicity, which is a part of our ethos in DarkSpace, is keep it simple. Simplicity is the way. This is the way. And Dan really, it was like, man, somebody just threw him a fastball and he bathed Ruth that baby out left field, man, out left field.
Yeah, and it was that was one of those things where it came out of Xeno Salvage. When we were working on Xeno Salvage with Will, we got into, he was like, we're going to need a lot more vehicles because it's very ground based, and I was like, oh wow, we've only really kind of like dusted vehicles. We had a small little vehicles section in Void Echoes. And I was like, well, if we're doing that, we're going to need chases. And so that's when that started. And then I was like, well, wait, if this works with vehicles, this would work with people. This would work with ships. So I just kind of kept expanding that out. So I think that they're very lightweight because chase rules can get very heavy real quick, and you don't want that with a chase. Like, no. It kind of defeats the purpose. So I think that people will like those. They're fun. For me, let's see, what am I most excited about? For me, I think the 1-page settings was what I'm most excited about.
Oh, so, that too. Yeah.
If you guys have not seen it yet, we did put a preview up on the Kickstarter campaign for one of the 1-page settings. The idea behind it is you have a template to say, I want to run this particular subgenre of sci-fi.
Yeah.
How do I do that? And so if you take our book and you take the Dark and the Shadow Dark book, between those two, there are switches to flip to say, this is how I get sci-fi horror, or this is how I get space western, or this is how I get, hard sci-fi, hard realistic gritty sci-fi. Like that, I think that people are really going to like those. I think it will help GMs build their campaign. I think it will help third-party creators write for DarkSpace. I think it will help people kind of get in that right mindset for the kind of character they want to make. I think it is useful in a lot of different ways, but I'm really excited about those. That was an idea. Lord, we had that. I guess that idea
was early on,
very, very early on. Yeah. And was something because we couldn't get a GM chapter into the core rules.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is, that was one of the things. It's like, man, we got to come back around to this. And I guess that's the other one is just the fact there's going to be a GM section.
That personally, I'm excited about that because I put a lot of work into the GM section, and part of the whole idea behind that with our toggle switches and everything is something Dan and I were both on the same page on right away. And it's a simple phrase: play sci-fi your way. Play sci-fi your way. We want you to play the science fiction you want to play, because sci-fi, one of the beauties about it is a multi-genre form. It's a multi-genre form. Science fiction, we have all types. You have everything. And that's what those toggle switches are going to help you with. We've got a couple of questions in here that I see. One says that's the one I was looking at. And I would say an expansion book on NPCs would be really great. The key to an expansion book on NPCs is you're going to have a variety of NPCs for different types of sci-fi. You're going to want your space fantasy NPC. Then you want your gritty, hardened Riddick NPC, which is something, I love Riddick, man. I love the Chronicles of Riddick, man. Those are great sci-fi movies, baby. So some NPCs based off something like that as well.
And you're asking about the spaceship expansion book. So I think spaceship expansions, will continue in the ship catalog. We did the first one, which is one of the add-ons for the Kickstarters. It's $5 for the PDF, $7 for the print copy, and you get the PDF with it. So
what a deal!
Get the print copy, right? But the idea with that is we wanted to harken back to the Traveler supplements and the West End Games Star Wars supplements, where you would just get a little book that had a bunch of ships or a bunch of gear or something like that. And I really think that we could, one of the ways, kind of going forward, that we could do some of this stuff like a dedicated NPC bestiary or something like that, might be something like that, where we do another like catalog of NPCs. That way you're not, spending $40 for just a bunch of random NPCs, $5 at a time, and we can theme them a little bit more. It's like what Derek's talking about with the NPCs. Like maybe, the first one is, gritty sci-fi, or the second one's space western guys or something. So like kind of dole those out a little bit more. That's easier for us to produce as well. We can produce more of them at a time, and then maybe do like a bigger, just like Beat Monsters, Bestiary kind of a thing, like, maybe once a year or something. Like, we've got a whole list of what could we do next. And we're going to have to, after we get done with the Kickstarter, we're going to have to really sit down and say,
we're going to have to reach across the desk, grab our scissors and go, okay, all right, we need this one. Okay, boom, because it is just the two of us. But one of the nice things we do have is we have that third-party license as well. So if you want to create something, this is one of the things that I love that we're doing. You want to create something. If you want to create something for DarkSpace, you can. And we want to promote what you're doing. That is what we're here. We're here to build a community. We want, more than anything, we want you to be able to build something, and we want to support and build a community together.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's definitely part of it, is like, if you feel like there's something that DarkSpace needs, and you want to go for it, like, make it. We'll help promote it. And it doesn't have to be adventures. Like, we've had several folks that have done some really great adventures. We've got a couple of them here in the chat with us, actually, which is great. But if you want to do a ship catalog, your own version of a ship catalog, or you want to do a planet guide or something like that, go for it. We really, really want to foster that third party, and help other creators as well. Let's see. We've got other questions. What is the ETA? From Brian. What is the ETA? Will we have PDFs of Expanded before GaryCon or Gen Con? Yes, absolutely, before Gen Con. Definitely have PDFs before GaryCon. I hope to have books before GaryCon. Actual print books. That just depends on printing and shipping and all those kinds of things. We're really, I mean, we're at like 90 something percent done. We've already talked to our printer. We're already kind of getting lined up for that kind of stuff. It just depends on what the next month and a half looks like. If we can get, if we can get the files to the printer by the end of the year, then we probably should have books by GaryCon. I was hoping we would have them by page. I don't see that as being realistic, honestly. No. We'll have core rules. We'll have all the other books at the booth. We'll have any of our third-party creators who want to sell through us. We'll have those at the booth as well.
At Page, we need to make
at the Page booth. Correct.
This Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, which is in January. If you're not familiar with Page,
correct. Yes,
but we has a booth. Dan is a special guest, and we're excited about that.
Yeah. But we will probably not have print books at Page. But hopefully by GaryCon, we will have print books, and if we do, then I believe Wet Ink is going to have a booth at GaryCon. I think, if I may be misspeaking, but I think I talked to Brandon about that. But they will carry our books for us if they do. So we'll have them there for
most definitely by Gen Con.
Oh, definitely by Gen Con.
And Wet Ink will be carrying our books for us.
They'll be carrying them for us at Gen Con.
Sure. We have, for those of you who don't already know or haven't seen it on the Kickstarter, we have partnered with Wet Ink Games for fulfillment. And so they are going to really be helping us out. They helped us out this year. They distributed for us at Gen Con this year, where we sold out. They distributed for us at Gamehole this year. And it has just been a wonderful relationship. They're also not very far from us. They're only 3 hours away from us, their main office. And so that is something else. We're keeping everything close to home as much as we can. We love doing that because that allows us to get things out to you much quicker than others might be able to. And that also gives us a point of contact that is much easier to access.
And they're just great guys. They're fantastic.
Oh God, yes. They're amazing.
Definitely support Wet Ink in all things. Go check them out, not just for DarkSpace stuff, but for all their games are so good.
Oh yeah, the Cess and the Citadel, they're doing a reprint right now. If you want to support that Kickstarter, Than and I both purchased Cess and the Citadel. That was our first experience with Wet Ink Games. At least that was my first experience with them. And they are an amazing, amazing company. They create amazing products, and we are just so thankful to be in this relationship with them because they are wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. How do things change, if at all, with planet-side adventure modules? Not much, I don't think. No. I mean, I think
we're going to be adding a hex crawl adventure. If that's a change, I mean, you could do a hex crawl in space, which would be kind of cool. I mean, space is set up for hex crawls. That would be perfect. So basically, if you want to do a space adventure, you've got a hex crawl in space. But planet-side adventure modules can be perfect for exploration. The adventure I'm working on right now is going to be a hex crawl on a moon where you're going to come across strange, horrific creatures and all kinds of things like that. And that goes into the next question. Do you have plans for the next Void Echoes? Yes, we do. That adventure is going to be our next Void Echoes. We may have another adventure for that Void Echoes as well. What is the timeline on that next Void Echoes?
Void Echoes will come out and we'll kickstart in February with Zine Quest.
Right. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure.
I was going to pull up here. So give you guys a little sneak preview, just to show you really actually how much we do have done. This is our gameplay chapter. And one of the things kind of leading into what Derek was saying about the hex crawl is with our emergent play section, we actually have, and this kind of leads into what is our favorite roll table for the expanded edition. This section is my favorite. All of the expanded, all of the emergent play sections where you have inspiration prompts, your oracle tables. But what I was going to say was our site generation table.
That's I love that. I love the site generation table.
Yeah, and if you follow along, if you go over on our channel here, if you go over to the solo play that I've been doing, you'll see how these get used a lot. I've been kind of using the solo play to kind of work through this, and so you actually kind of see it get in play. But you'll be able to generate sites on the fly, civilization sites, ships and stations, space sites, wilderness sites. So if you are doing a hex crawl or you are doing a planet side adventure, and
everything that's old is new again.
Yeah, if your players go off the rails and they want to go out into the middle of nowhere and go, prospecting for dilithium crystals, you can.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, guess who entered the chat?
Who's in the chat?
Troll Lord Games Chuck.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. Our friend at Troll Lord Games, who is a fellow Southerner here, my buddy Chuck, who I love like crazy. He's like family. I was actually talking to Stephen Chenault about, I hadn't even told you this. Stephen Chenault and I were talking about DarkSpace the other day, and he is so excited and happy for us.
Oh,
Stephen
that's awesome.
is. I talked to him after his brother Davis was on Dungeons and Dyslexia.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I need to talk to Stephen. And Stephen and I have been friends for 2001. How long is that? Oh my Lord. Longer than my son's been alive. My daughter was a baby when I first got to know Stephen Chenault. But I am so thankful for the support. I just want to mention this. When I shared DarkSpace with Stephen Chenault at Page earlier this year, this was really great. Stephen Chenault has been on me for years to write a book, and he wanted me to do it on my faith and gaming stuff. He's like, Derek, this is what you need to focus on. And this is what he was telling you at Page. He's like, Derek, yeah, this is good. This is what you need to focus on. And then to have Stephen go, okay, all right. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing now. And awesome. I said, that's what happens when you work with a good partner. And Stephen immediately understood that, because Stephen has always partnered with great people and great friends. That's why he's got somebody like Chuck on board. And I just want to say thank you, Chuck, for your support. Thank you guys at Troll Lord Games who have been an encouragement to me and Than over the years. I just want to thank you so much for all of that. And it's amazing. Sorry to digress there.
You're good. I literally think my energy cells just died. I think I rolled a 1. I think my energy cells on my mouse just literally died.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that one of the next questions here that
can you control? Are you able to control?
I can't add them to the thing. I cannot add them to the thing, but I can read these questions out. Someone, Growtrek 76 said, "Have you gotten a writer to do a novel or two, or have you?" Ooh. So one of the things about that, number one, because we're multi-genre, we do not have a setting specific for DarkSpace, because we want it to be multi-sci-fi genres. So getting one particular person to write a novel would be difficult. But one of the things Stan and I have been talking about, we don't know if we're going to have room in the book for this or whether it's going to just be a blog post or a newsletter post. But we are working on, I know I've been working on it from my days, my early D&D days, there was inspirational reading in the Mulvey book. And I have been working on it. Stan and I have been talking about inspirational reading and media, which could just simply be a blog post, because we want you to be inspired by the things that inspired us. So we're going to be putting together all of the media and things like that we're going to give you for free. Because while we love to write, and I would love to do something new sci-fi, which may come down the road. I would love to write a sci-fi novel. Oh my goodness, yes. And that is probably something I will work on one day. But I want you to also go ahead and look at all the great people out there. Read things like Isaac Asimov's Foundation. Watch the TV series. They're two different things. But read things like that. Read the Expanse novels. Watch the Expanse TV series. Find some of the old stuff. Go back, and even though some of it's a little problematic, Troll Lord Games is about to start working on John Carter of Mars, man. Go back and reread the old John Carter of Mars. If you want some sci-fi pulp, baby, there's it. You want some cosmic horror. Again, it is problematic, so go back and read it with that in your mind there. But go back and read some H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, there's so much. We live in a world and in a time when there is so much out there that you can make. I'll tell you something I'm working on right now, adventure-wise. This is an idea that I had that I've been meaning to tell Dan about. Another adventure that is in my personal pipeline is a sci-fi adventure based on Robert E. Howard's short story, The Tower of the Elephant.
Hey,
there is so much greatness out there. And that's hopefully something we can do, is show you how to take those things that you love. This is where I get excited. This is where I get excited, is taking those things that you love already and how to expand on them and use them in your games. Okay, let's see what other questions are here.
Adrian from Dungeons and Dyslexia has joined us. He said, what did he miss? Can we start over?
Hey, Adrian, what you missed was before the chat when I was telling Dan how much I love you, man.
Yeah.
That's really what you missed, because I have this big going back and watching your videos. And I'm like, man, I wish I'd have watched his videos 6 months ago, because you are amazing. And we're so close in age and on the same page, man. I loved your video on why you're no longer going to play 5th edition anymore. Amen, brother. Preach to the choir.
Okay. The 6 legendary denizens that you list, are the stretch goals included in that? Help me understand that question, Steve. Steve is, by the way, Vipe29 here. Shout out. Steve is our editor. So full disclosure, but help me understand that question. But what's the one you are most excited for people to see of the ones that we've got so far? Adrian's in the chat, so I gotta say Adrian's is cool.
Erica,
the artwork that Jeff did for Adrian's is really cool.
Erica Lowe, man, for me. Erica Lowe. God, Space Vikings, baby.
Heavy metal Space Viking. We're gonna be putting Jeff's artwork for that one out here in the next day or so. It's awesome. It's so cool. And so with Erica's, we actually didn't really say this with the announcement about it, but I can say now, because I've been working with her on it. Not only are you going to get her Space Viking warrior queen, like badass, but you're going to get the ship as well. Her Viking pirate ship, and it is a carrier. It will carry fighters. So this is going to be one of the first statted out DarkSpace capital ships. So I think people are going to be pretty excited.
They're getting a twofer, baby.
You're getting a twofer with Erica's. And a couple of these you will end up actually probably getting twofers. I mean, you guys saw Bob World Builder gave us basically a Voltron. So like we're
That
gonna
might
have
be a
to,
Pfeiffer. That might be a Pfeiffer.
yeah. That one's got right now. We've got the stats for it itself, like combined, but we're probably gonna have to do something eventually for the individual parts as well.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be really cool. Matthew Sargent is going to be doing the artwork for that one. Let's see who else. Honestly, they're all great. Raymond Lillard's Dr. Crichton with the Cyber Raptors.
God.
That is straight up like 80s cartoon villain, like sci-fi cartoon villain.
Yes.
Like he even talked about wanting to call them like the Cretaceous Cretans. Like that sounds like the Shredder. Like it's just we're getting so many from all these different creators, and they're all different types of sci-fi. It gets back to what Derek and I have been talking about, where each one is like a different kind of sci-fi, and it's awesome. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Bill says, I love a list of what inspires us. Yeah. We'll call it, instead of an appendix. What are you showing us here?
That is my list. My handwritten list.
Is it so what Gary Gygax, he called it Appendix N, so maybe we have to call it Appendix D for DarkSpace.
And I want to call it, because in the Moldvay book,
yeah,
which I believe which was published before the Moldvay Basic Rule Book for Dungeons and Dragons, which was published before Gary Gygax's DMG, I do believe it was called Inspirational Reading. And so I like it, but I think you sold me on Appendix D. I think you did Appendix DarkSpace. I do like that.
Intended to pull from Sunlit Man, The Expanse, Three Body Problem, Voltron, and Starstruck for mine. Have a bunch of 5e players excited to try. Awesome. All of those, a lot of those are in my list. Starstruck. I am a comic nerd at first. Like I used to, a long time ago, owned a comic book shop, and I loved Starstruck back when it was coming out. And then when Dimension 20 did the Starstruck Odyssey like actual play, like that, I love that style of sci-fi, that kind of like a little irreverent. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I've got my copy on the shelf back there. So yeah, good call out. Yeah, Starstruck's definitely on my list. Do we have more details on how power suits and mechs work? Yes.
Ooh, so, good question.
Let me pull up. We'll actually give you guys a little taste here. This is from our new Spacers section. So power suits, the way power suits are going to work. If you've had the core rules, you remember we had the multifunction android. We have broken multifunction android up into machine-based species and machine-based archetype. So you still got your androids on the left side. They work more or less exactly the same. We did change. I was talking to somebody in a social chat about the trait, because he was like, it's called life support, but then you don't have life support anywhere. We changed that. Mechanical is what we're calling that species trait now. You don't require food, drink, or air to function. And so and I'll give the backstory. Steve's, I think, still in the chat. One of our home game playtesters, not Steve, but one of our other playtesters, wanted to play a character that was in a suit. And so I was like, well, that would work just like a multifunction android, like as far as like how you get your talents. But you would technically need to breathe. So we've got life support now over on power armor spacers instead. And you don't require external food, drink, or air to function while connected to your life support. You do need to rest, and your armor still needs to charge. One of the things that is not in this beta version yet, but is something that we are talking about internally, is whether or not your power armor requires an energy cell.
Yeah.
We play tested it at Gamehole, and it worked really well.
It does.
And so you might see that change, that power armor actually requires energy cells to give you another use for energy cells, which will really change some of the resource management there. So we've got that over here. But then I'm going to flip ahead, let you guys see all of the cool artwork by David.
There you go. Look at that artwork.
We don't have a we still have our Android for the machine base, but we are getting a Power Armor artwork as well. But this is what the machine based archetype is going to look like. It's going to be very similar to what you saw before, where you choose with a multifunction Android, where you choose or roll 3 traits from the species table, and then what was not clear before with multifunction Android was weapon proficiencies. People were like, it said none, you don't get anything, but anything that is considered built in to your machine-based archetype, you are proficient in. So if you get the armored skin or the natural weapon talent, you become proficient in those. So that's how that works. Yeah, that was me. I was asking about Casey. Yeah, I was asking about life support. Hi. Yeah, so that's how that's going to work. They're going to work. It's going to be very similar to multifunction Android. We're just breaking it out to make it more flexible. And then we list, this is getting back to see the list that there are 6 included in the extended edition. There's, for legendaries, there'll be more than 6 legendaries. There'll be, if we do all of them, there'll be quite a few. How did mechs work? Mechs are vehicles. So they will have a stat block like any other vehicle, and they'll be pilotable as well. Moving on, is there going to be solo play tools? Yes. Let me flip back over here to this gameplay section. Our emergent play rules here are for solo, GM-less, or emergent, which means kind of on the fly. So you can use these same rules for any style of that. So you don't, if you want to go GM-less and everybody have a crew and then you just kind of roll the Oracle and see what happens, you can do that with this. But solo play, absolutely included in the book, not a separate supplement. And we drop links in this chat. You can try. I don't know if YouTube lets you or not. I can't remember. Give it a try. Let's see. My pleasure. Really excited to play this. Appreciate that, old ways. Oh, yeah, Casey. Hey, thanks for answering. Absolutely. Starborn sold. And let's see. Go back to that. Go back to what? What are we going back to? What do you want us to go back to, Chuck?
Yeah, I think he wants us to back something. Go back that.
Go back that though. Gotcha. The link. I gotcha. Let's see. What else? We're kind of caught up here. Talking of tools. Will there be an online character generator like Shadow Darklings? Okay, so this is one of the things that I said we had a few surprise announcements. We are happy to announce that we will have an online character generator called Space. What do we call it? DarkSpacers. It is still in the works. We hope to have a beta test out of it soon, hopefully by the end of the year. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have lots of announcements for it, everything on that. It's something that has been in the works for a very long time. We kind of went around a couple of different ways of doing it, but we're now really close to being able to show off the first iteration of it. So yeah, coming hopefully very soon. So yes, that is one of the announcements. I think the other one we can go ahead and tell folks as well, because I know a lot of people have been asking. Well, you're kind of getting to it there with CS. Any luck with getting an Owlbear plugin? Not yet. If you know somebody that can write Owlbear plugins, send them our way. We would love to have.
That says you know a guy.
Yeah, exactly. we would love to have an Owlbear plugin. I've been using Owlbear for our home game, and I do like it. But I can say we have a Foundry module coming. It is also in the works right now. We hope to have it by the end of the year as well. And I checked to make sure I can say this. Our Foundry module is being developed by Prototype, who is the developer on the official Shadow Dark Foundry module. So it is a fork of Shadow Dark. It will have all the components of Shadow Dark with DarkSpace on top of it. So it's not just the character sheet. It is going to be a full DarkSpace Foundry module that will have all of the components to it as well. That's another one we've been working on for a really long time. And Prototype's been very busy with all of the new Shadow Dark features that are coming out with all the Kickstarter this year, all the Curse Scrolls editions. So it's taken some time just to make sure that we're up to parity. But the crossed fingers is that by the end of the year, we will have a Foundry module. So huge news on the digital front, both from character creation and from VTT. And yeah, if you guys know anybody that writes Owlbear modules, let us know. We would love to have an Owlbear module.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Do you have any favorite random encounters that you are particularly proud of? Let me pull up the random table.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I saw that question. And
yeah. Oh, come on, energy cells last. There we go. Let me go on. Flip down through here. Let's see. So you can see how this works. If you guys follow any of my development stuff I've put out there, I'm not quiet about the fact that I have borrowed things from Dragonbane, because I love Dragonbane. This chart, the environs, quirks, features, dangers, comes out of the Dragonbane solo play. I think it's a better way to do randoms. You get more variety than just a straight percentile roll. You get a lot more options on here. So the dangers section is kind of where the random encounters come out of. There is one. Let's see, where is it? I can't remember which one of my my mouse, y'all, is just going out. Nope.
I'll tell you what one of my favorites is.
Yeah, you tell me.
It's not necessarily a random encounter. It's the job generator.
Oh yeah.
The job generator is just, I love that. I love the way that works, because with that, while random encounters are going to occur, but the nice thing about the job generator is that's a 15 to 20 minute prep for anybody who's DM'd for any length of time with the job generator. So if you've got friends who say, hey, you know what? Let's have a quick pickup game. We're going to play tomorrow night. You got one day to prep. You're like, oh no. With that job generator, you can, boom, do that. And then all you're having to do is pull monsters out, pull denizens out, and you're ready to go. You're ready to go. It's so simple, so quick, so that you can do that.
I love that's my favorite table. The question. The question earlier was, what's your favorite table from the expanded edition? My favorite table of all time is my job generator table. That thing's my baby. I wanted to point out on here, just for if you guys are Shadow Dark fans, note on features, on number 15 on every one of these tables, we do have the Wandering Merchant from Shadow Dark. So you can have the Wandering Merchant from Shadow Dark pop up in your DarkSpace. It's just a little a little Easter egg there. I love the idea of the wandering merchant that just pops up in weird random places and has stuff to sell you. So I threw that in on here. Let's see what else. If my mouse lasts, there we go. You all are going to dominate. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. I know someone that can write for Owlbear. Adrian, shoot me a message.
Yeah,
we need to talk.
And then Adrian answered that question.
Okay.
Normal roll if proficient, and roll at disadvantage if not.
Yep, there you go. That's exactly right. Yeah. So the question was, what happens if you're not proficient with a weapon? Adrian says you roll at disadvantage if you're not. Yep, it's that simple. Rules like advantage, disadvantage for the most part. Let's see. I'm watching there we go. This will be my first sci-fi RPG. Man, this mouse, y'all.
Oh man,
this will be my first sci-fi RPG, and it is backed. I'm a huge Dune and Neuromancer fan, among others. Mothership, Alien, Dune are all popular. What can we look for that DarkSpace that stands apart? I think what you can
use our rules for all three.
Yes, I was going to say you've kind of already hit it, right? You're a huge Dune and Neuromancer fan, so you can definitely do Dune with this, no problem. Neuromancer, as part of the Kickstarter, one of the stretch goals was for hacking rules. My hacking rules are very, very Neuromancer. My big job is cybersecurity, so I have a cyberpunk, vibe to a lot of the way I do I want hacking to work in a game. So it is, I think you'll be able to do that. The hacking rules, it's generating nodes that you bounce from in virtual reality kind of idea. So you can do that with it. You can do Mothership, Alien with it. So that space horror, we added the corruption rules in as a Kickstarter stretch goal as well. Corruption rules. We have different ways that your character can be corrupted physically, mentally, technologically, if they get like a computer virus or like a techno virus kind of a thing. So there's your space horror. And so, I think that's what stands out is that we really do want you to be able to play what kind of sci-fi you want. If you wanted to do a Dune Neuromancer mashup, you could do that with this, I think, honestly. I think that'd be kind of cool. You'd get sand in all your cybernetics, but you could do it. What is a memorable moment that you've had running DarkSpace? Well, okay, so all my memorable moments, most memorable moments, have come from running the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is our 0 level adventure that is now going to be included with the book as well. It will actually be in the book. And it is a Gauntlet style, kind of meat grinder style adventure where you are passengers on a spaceship that are in cryostasis, and you are woken up by the ship's computer and are forced to be the new crew because all the crew have disappeared. And you have to figure out what happens and get the ship working again. It kind of is like alien sci-fi horror mixed with Among Us. One of the early plays of it, we had someone who rolled up a character and their background was celebrity. And so they felt like they would be like a YouTuber influencer kind of a character. And so they were like, okay, well, I'm going to use my background to kind of help us. So she goes and opens up all the other cryopods and gets all these people out. And she's like, hey, everybody, I'm here, make sure you like and subscribe, but I need you to help us fix everything. Come with me. And so we roll to see how many of the randos that follow her. She gets about 16 random people that are going to come follow her, help fix things. And she opens up a door, and there's a decompressurized compartment behind it, and all 16 of the people get sucked out right behind her. So that was a good one. Derek, what about you? What about from your
I will say there are so many. I'll tell you my most recent one. I was running an actual play for City on a Hill, and many
coming
of them
out
had.
soon. We'll have links, right? Coming out soon. For that.
Yes, yeah, links for that will be coming out soon. So I was running an actual play with City on the Hill Gaming, and some of them had never played DarkSpace before. Some of them have never played Shadow Dark before. None of them had played DarkSpace. No, I don't think any of them had really played Shadow Dark, and most of them had never played an old school, an OSR style game that's really deadly.
Yeah.
So one of the moments that got me was they said nobody had ever died in their 4 years of running games, and they all came close to death. Many of them had already went down in more times in that game than they'd ever gone down before. But the best part was they were getting used to the real-time timer, and I was using energy cells for their rebreathers.
Mm.
And we were coming up to the 1 hour mark where their energy cells were about to run out. And so I said, we're going to take a break here for the play. So we took a break, but we're coming back with 3 minutes left on the real-time timer.
Ooh.
And so you guys have to think about what you're going to do as they do that. And they had just depressurized an airlock. And so watching all of these players struggling, trying to boom, 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 boom. And so they're like, how do I change? They had never thought to ask, how do they change out their energy cell? And I said, look, I'm going to make it easy on you. All you have to do normally is just an action. Just boom, 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 change out your energy cell. But, I'm going to make those of you who are braced and everything, you can change out your energy cells it with just a DC 7, no disadvantage. I wasn't going to make it a hard DC. The other, and some of them had backgrounds that would allow them to get rid of disadvantage. Those of you who are floating around in space, it's going to be a DC, but with disadvantage, all of that. They all made their rolls, which was awesome. But the collective sigh of relief, that was memorable for me because they were all just seeing their faces on the screen and just seeing them all, because they had no idea what the mechanic was going to be. They were going to have to start making constitution saves if they couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And so it was just beautiful just hearing as a game master the collective sigh of relief from all the players when they make their roll to just simply swap out an energy cell.
Yep. All right. Well, we're coming up on the hour mark. This has been great. We'll probably go just here a couple more minutes and kind of close out at the hour. Wanted to say, before we do close out, Derek mentioned earlier about the add-ons. If you've followed us early and you've not been watching close, we have added several add-ons. We've added some Kickstarter exclusive merch. There's now a new hoodie that has the DarkSpace cover on the back now, so you can grab that. That was one of the most asked for things, is could we get one that has something on the back of it. So that's now available. We have snapback hats. I know a lot of folks like those that have the DarkSpace logo on it, and it will be embroidered. So nice embroidered version of that. And then also the latest physical add-on is the dice. We are thrilled to be talking to Black Oak Workshop, who are friends of ours, to make dice for us. We hope, we're still trying to figure out how we can get all of that logo onto a die. That's one of the things, I've had a lot of people ask, why did you put the picture of the cats, the kitty clacks up there? We wanted you to see that that's the style that we're going for, that kind of black with the glitter in it, kind of be spacey. It's not going to have cats on it. We're trying to figure out how to get the logo to work, because our logo, that inner ring is very fine when you get down that small, and we're trying to figure out how we can make that work on a die. So that's why we don't have pictures yet. Bear with us. We'll hopefully have a mock-up for you at some point. But we're just really excited to work with them. They're just such great people. Craig's been a supporter of Derek's for a long time. And it was a natural. We had a lot of options, honestly, for dice. There are some amazing dice creators that we've met over the past year that we would love to work with. But when it came down to who do we pick to do dice for us, it was a no-brainer. Craig's the guy we want to work with.
Craig Zimsky is one of the best people in this, one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life. And I just love Craig. But most of all, I knew Craig was someone we could trust.
Yeah. And
Craig will keep us updated if there are any delays, because we all know how crazy the world is.
Yep.
And Craig, communication is just open with Craig. So we know that when Craig tells us something is going good, we know it's going good. When we know there's a problem or a hiccup, we know that we can trust Craig.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm going to be getting his post-apocalyptic dice pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Are the add-ons in the Kickstarter or through Pledge Manager? They'll be both. You can already add it to your pledge now. We put out an update on the Kickstarter about how to do that, because there's a bug with Kickstarter's UI right now where it doesn't look like you can add it. You just kind of have to.
I had to play around with it.
Yeah, you basically have to wiggle it, which is kind of weird. But yes, you can add the dice on now. So go do that.
Can I answer Casey's question?
I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to finish out the dice discussion. Always a challenge. Logos on dice for sure. Craig does have the right dice though. So all right, so let's go back up. We got a couple more here. Casey. DarkSpace and Shadow Dark have been a hard sell to my players due to the high risk of character loss. Do you have any advice on convincing them that it isn't as bad as they think? Honestly, I mean, I just told you an example where 16 NPCs all got spaced, but honestly, if your players are paying attention, it doesn't happen that often in my games. It can happen very quickly. Suddenly, oops, they're gone. But I think it just really it depends on the players. But
two things. One comes from Adrian. Adrian put this out on Dungeons and Dyslexia yesterday, and I made a comment about this on Dungeons and Dyslexia's YouTube. And I'm paraphrasing Adrian here, so shout out to Adrian. To quote Peter Parker with his Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility.
Uh-huh.
With great risk comes great reward.
True.
So as a GM, if your players are taking great risks, you as a GM need to reward them greatly.
Absolutely.
So if after an event where they almost nearly died, or a player even did die, and they're rolling on that salvage table and they roll something crappy, you as the GM, it's your responsibility to give them something good.
Yeah.
With great risk comes great reward.
That's a good one.
Don't make them roll on that salvage table.
Yeah.
The other thing is have that conversation with your players before the game.
Yeah.
That is a part of session 0. I have players in my home game. I run a game at our church, and I have players who legitimately are scared of their characters dying. And I can't tell at times if that is the player's fear or their character's fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to have that conversation with them.
Yeah.
But, I don't like the idea of my characters dying. I don't. Yeah. But that is the good thing about rolling up random characters. It's to get them into have them roll their characters up randomly so they grow into the character.
Yeah.
Instead of already coming to you with this huge backstory and everything like that. This is a part of what Than and I have been working on in emergent play, is don't stat out where you want your character to go. Don't try and write your character arc ahead of time. Let that character arc develop through emergent play. That way, if your character does die, then guess what? Your hopes for the future aren't lost. Now you have new hopes for the future with a new character.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is if you want to get them used to it, run a one shot first. Yeah. Before you throw them into a full campaign, run a one shot and let them get used to the system and see how they how they can die. Like what happened? Like, whoops, I did that. Okay, I know now that will get me killed. Like get let them get their feet wet a little bit. Run the gauntlet. When you get the book, run the gauntlet, or run Root of the Problem, Derek's adventure from Void Echoes, or one of our great third party creators. Let them get used to the feel of Shadow Dark. Even without DarkSpace, right? If you're just wanting to get them used to Shadow Dark, go run Scarlet Minotaur for them. It's just a dungeon crawl, and let them roll random characters and let them get eaten by beastmen or trampled by a minotaur or whatever, and then they know what it's like, and then they can judge a little bit better. Yeah. All right.
What's your favorite robot AI companion in any media?
Oh, I missed that one. What is your favorite robot or AI companion in any media? All right, Derek, I'll let you go first.
Deep cut here. Deep cut. Okay. There's two of them, both of them from Red Dwarf.
Okay.
Crichton and Arnold Rimmer.
Oh, okay.
They're both fun. They're both silly, and they're both hilarious. Those are my favorites right there. There are some others, but this is PG-13, so I can't mention them.
Were you going to say something from Lex?
Yes, I was. How'd you know?
I knew it.
You get it. You get it. Yeah.
My favorite robot AI companion. I've got a list. Let's see. I'll do a top 5. Got to have R2D2, but also Chopper from Rebel.
Oh yeah.
Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide. K9. And
oh God, how could I have forgotten K9? Oh.
Yeah, gotta have K9. Gotta have the robot dog.
Yes.
And then number 5 would be maybe one of the robots from the Black Hole.
Oh.
Yeah. They're about they're probably my favorite parts of the Black Hole.
Yeah, no. There were humans in the Black Hole.
Very quickly. A lot of them got killed by Maximilian.
Maximilian would be in my top 5. Maximilian.
He's not a robot companion. He's like murder bot.
He was a companion.
Okay, fair enough.
To the bad guy.
To the bad guy.
Yeah. To the bad guy.
Data's not a companion, Bill.
But he would be an AI. He would be an AI. Yeah. He's an AI.
Cursor from Automan. Oh, wow. Another deep cut.
That's oof.
Yeah. Wow. Steve says, I like rolling up 4 to 5 randoms and jumping to the next when I do something stupid. Yep. Once my PC survives a level or 2, I do start to get attached. And honestly, once your PC survives a level or 2, character death gets harder in Shadow.
Much harder. Yeah.
Yeah. Character lethality is really only at the first couple of.
Well, let me answer this for Bill. If R2D2 counts, so does Data.
Well,
fair.
Shots fired.
I would say my favorite Android couple is R2D2.
R2 and 3PO.
They are a married couple. That is canon for me. R2D2.
I don't know if they're married, but they're definitely life partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's when I went to the life ceremony in that in the Star Wars holiday special.
There you go. All right. Well, I think that's probably a good. We've gone for about an hour here. Thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate all of the support. Asked Denise Crosby about data. Fair, good point. Yeah, that there's that episode. But really we just want to thank everybody. Thanks for everybody that's hopped on today, asked lots of questions. This is what we love to do. This is what we do whenever we're at cons. We just sit around and talk about, our love of this game, our love of sci-fi, all of just the great, support that we get from our community. We want to make sure that folks are aware we are a community forward crew here. I think one of the questions that we didn't get and haven't really addressed, but it keeps coming up is there going to be a Discord? Yeah, probably there will be a Discord. When that happens and how that happens remains to be seen. Obviously, we want to make sure we do that properly. We are, like I said, we're community focused creators, so we want there to be good moderation in place with that. And that's one of the things that we are waiting for. But that will probably come. But we could not do this without the spacers. You guys have been fantastic. And just keep, I say this at the end of every one of our posts, boost our signal for us.
Please.
Spread it, let folks know about us. Tell them, about how you're getting excited for it as well, and that you want to run games for them, and talk to your local game stores. We do have that retailer bundle.
2 retailer bundles.
2, yeah, we have a small and a large. So if you've already got a copy of DarkSpace and you want your retailer to carry it, they've got an option through the Kickstarter. We'll have distribution availability later, but this would be a good way to show the support early.
And if you're not a part of our DarkSpace group on Facebook, please join it, because we have an active community there. We're hoping to transfer it over to Discord, but we do realize there are people who will only use Facebook. They don't like Discord. That's fine. So we will not be getting rid of what is on Facebook.
Yeah.
But we want you to be there. And what I would personally like, if you are running DarkSpace games anywhere, please share those pictures with us. We want to boost the signal. We want to know about it. If you're running DarkSpace at any conventions, or you will be at a convention running DarkSpace and we don't know about it, let us know. If you know of someone running it, we have been totally blown away by the people that started running this early on. And we're like, hey, I'm running this at a con. And we're like, what? We've only sold 100 copies. What's that?
I didn't even know about that con.
Yeah, we didn't know about that con.
Like little regional cons, and it's just that's fantastic. That's
people running it. If you're running it at your local game store, let us know. Yeah.
Last thing I do want to do before we close out is do some quick plugs. One, our DarkSpace Game Jam is still going on. You can still sign up for it. The criteria is create a stat block or a magic item for us. That's it. We don't need a full page adventure. We don't need artwork with it. We just want something that's small, that we can judge quickly, because we want to publish it in the book. It will go alongside the legendary denizens that we have coming out with our stretch goals. Like it will be featured in the book right there in that same section. You've got time still to do that. Use the Thanksgiving break, come up with a stat block, toss it in there. There's no cost to enter. And first prize.
Rewards are great. The rewards are great.
First 3 get entered into the and get published in the book. First prize gets a deluxe copy of the book with the glow in the dark cover, and a gift card as well. And then the other tiers get books as well. So go join, sign up for it, and create something for us. Go make an AI robot companion on Dune that can hack things. Secondly, if you have not backed Shadow Crawler Carnage, please go back Shadow Crawler Carnage. That is one of our two partner Kickstarters that are going on while the campaign's going on. That is from Bill Hervat, who wrote the Righteous Vow series for Shadow Dark, Crawl Club Publishing. It is a sort of his take on the lit RPG dungeon crawler Carl style game. You get abducted by aliens and are forced to run through dungeons. But there's a combination of like sci-fi and fantasy mixed in there. You can play as pets. So he has a whole pet archetype where you can play as a goldfish in power armor or a velociraptor pet. There's lots of fun there. He also has he hasn't talked about this one a whole lot, but he has the citizen archetype, which is basically a level 0 archetype where you're playing just a random dude and you can level up as a random person. It's kind of his version of the Roustabout from Shadow Dark. So it's almost a red shirt character. So go back Shadow Crawler Carnage, help him get those other stretch goals. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Bill Henderson, who's been in the chat with us here, has Collision Course coming out here. Bill, are you still on? I think it's the beginning of December, if I recall, is the date. I think it's December 1st. But make sure that you back that as well. That will be an adventure for us. Yep, there he is, December 1st. And it is going to be starts on Monday, very soon. So it will be our second sort of sister Kickstarter that's going on with us. All these are fully compatible with DarkSpace. Collision Course is also going to be compatible with Death in Space as well. So lots of good third-party content coming out. We really want to support those third-party creators. So, and if you know more, or if you want to do one, let us know, and we'll publish it.
And Drunken Dragons, reach out to us. I did not know about this.
Yeah.
Did you see Drunken Dragons?
Bring a DarkSpace for a month on our channel. Yes, please.
I just pulled them up and subscribed.
Yes.
So reach out to us. I would love to see.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and watch some of those.
Yeah, we want to promote you as well. So
definitely.
Send us a DM somewhere, and we'll talk. That's fantastic. If you guys know other folks that other actual plays that would like, that are looking for a sci-fi, or you'd like to see them run sci-fi and they already run Shadow Dark, please send them our way. We would love to partner with more actual plays. We can do actual plays, but we're us. We would rather have some folks who are really good at actual plays do it. So
hey.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. I think we've consistently had over a dozen people on here most of the things. That's fantastic. So keep following us, keep boosting the signal. Derek, anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Hey, Spacers, I just want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your encouragement. I want to always remind you, play sci-fi your way.
There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hey, have a good holidays if you're in the U.S. And be safe. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.